This is the Olympus MC-20 Teleconverter, and this is the Olympus 50-200 f2.8 to 3.5. Technically, this combination is not compatible, but somehow I managed to make it work. In this video, I'm going to use this combination, the Olympus 2x Teleconverter, on the Olympus Four Thirds DSLR Super Telephoto Zoom lens. I'm going to do some birding. Let's do this! This Olympus MC-20 2x Teleconverter is compatible with selected Olympus and OM system lenses. That's because it has a protruding part that requires a receiving end on compatible lenses. Such lenses include the Olympus 300 f4 Pro, the Olympus 100-400, and the Olympus 40-150 f2.8 Pro. Now, this Olympus 50-200 f2.8 to 3.5 is an old 4 thirds DSLR lens. It wasn't designed to be used on micro 4 thirds. However, if you want to attach this lens on a micro 4 thirds body, you require a 4 thirds to micro 4 thirds adapter. Coincidentally, that 4 thirds to micro 4 thirds adapter has a hollow gap in it. This conveniently allows the protruding part of the MC-20 Teleconverter to slot in nicely. Originally, this Olympus 50-200 was not supposed to work with the MC-20 Teleconverter, but because of the use of this adapter, somehow I made it work. I brought this combination on my OM system OM1 camera body, and I did some birding at Fraser's Hill. Let's take a look at some bird shots first. Special thanks to OM System Malaysia and YL Camera for organizing this birding trip to Fraser's Hill. I was merely a participant. Special shout out to Richard Chong, the current OM System ambassador in Malaysia and also my friend. Obviously, I'm not a birder. There's no way I'm going to find all these birds by myself. So how does this unlikely combination work using the Olympus MC-20 2x Teleconverter on the old 4 thirds DSLR lens, the Olympus 50-200 f2.8 to 3.5? You get 100-400mm focal length. It doubles the original 50-200 thanks to the Teleconverter, but you also get some compromises. You lose 2 stops of light. Instead of f2.8 to f3.5, you get about f5.6 to f7. That's just to be expected from using a teleconverter. Strangely, this loss of light was not reflected on the camera. I know that using the teleconverter with the adapter, somehow this is not officially compatible, and the camera shows still f2.8 to 3.5. It shows the original focal length of 50-200. It doesn't show 100-400. It doesn't show f5.6 to f7, but it doesn't really matter. I know what it is. I know the reach has been extended, and I know that there is loss of light. It still works, and that's the most important thing. In terms of autofocus, I rely on the OM system OM1's subject detection bird tracking, the AI thing. It works really well, but I gotta say, the hit rate is about maybe 50% of less. I know it sounds very bad, but you gotta understand that this is a very old DSLR lens. It was never designed to work on the new micro 4 thirds camera body in the first place. And on top of that, I'm adding a 2x teleconverter, which makes things worse. I know 50% is nothing to brag about, but it's still fairly decent. If you spam enough, if you keep hitting the shutter button, you can eventually get some shots in and focus. And I find that I did get enough shots that I'm happy with using this combination. And the autofocus, especially for birds that are not moving too fast, of course you want to track fast moving birds or bird in flight, this will not be the combination that I'll recommend to you. But for slow moving things or things that don't move at all, the autofocus actually works quite well. Before I talk about the image quality of this combination, I have to manage some expectations. Using a teleconverter, there will always be some compromise when it comes to image quality. There will be some loss of sharpness, that is to be expected. What you're doing is you're magnifying the center part of the lens, and that's it. But typically, using teleconverter is still better than cropping. The results will slightly be sharper. You render a bit more fine details, a bit more contrast compared to simply cropping in an image that's taken without a teleconverter. Now, this Olympus MC-20 2x teleconverter is quite a good one. I've talked about it before. I'll put the link to the video up here. Please check it out. Using it on this Olympus 50-200, an old DSLR lens, images come out actually better than I expected. I thought I'd get much worse image quality. In terms of sharpness, again, there's nothing to write home about. I'm not gonna say that, oh, the sharpness is so excellent, it's so amazing, it's so sharp. No, it is sharp. It is okay. The level of sharpness is alright. I would say it is about the same as using the Olympus 75-300 at the longest end 300. It's just that now you get to extend all the way to 400 and achieve about the same level of sharpness as the Olympus 75-300. And we all know that the Olympus 75-300 at the longest end is not really that great. But I gotta say, with this combination, I'm satisfied with what I get. Yes, it's not the sharpest lens in the world. You can't really compare using this lens against, say, 300 f4 Pro or even the Olympus 100-400. Those lenses will definitely give you much better results. But still, looking at the birds that I managed to capture, having a 400mm to work with, I can get so close and the images still come out really, really good. Should there be better? If you want better results, of course, there are better and more expensive lenses out there for you to work with. May I remind you that this combination is not officially compatible. OM System and Olympus, they did not recommend using this combination. After all, the Olympus MC-20 teleconverter is a micro Four Thirds teleconverter, and this Olympus 50-200 is an old Four Thirds DSLR lens. They were not meant to work together. I just somehow managed to force them to work. Therefore, if you get yourself an MC-20 teleconverter and an Olympus 50-200, don't be surprised that after you've attached it on your OM system, OM1 or OM1 Mark II, they may not even function. Having said that, this is quite an interesting combination because it is fairly budget friendly. I got the Olympus 50-200 off the used market for like $250 US, and the MC-20 I got it for another $250 US, so the total combination is about less than $500 US. You get 100 to 400 f5.6 to f7 lens with decent autofocus and rather decent image quality. Of course, you can't really shoot fast moving subjects, that's not recommended. In terms of ultimate sharpness, it's not really there, it's nowhere near pro grade or high grade lens quality from Panasonic, Olympus or OM System. But for a budget setup, this costs less than 500 US dollars. That's still far less, maybe a third of what, say, the new Olympus 100-400 is asking for. And overall, I'm very satisfied with the performance. I'm satisfied with the results that I get. Obviously, if you want better image quality, if you're serious about birding or wildlife photography, there are much better options out there. Obviously, they're also more expensive. And hey, you gotta get all this good stuff, the beam image stabilization, the full compatibility, the true compatibility with the teleconverter, right? Full weather sealing. This is an old lens. I'm sure the weather sealing is already compromised. And much, much, much better autofocus and image quality. That's all I have to share about this fun experiment that I did using the Olympus MC-20 teleconverter on the old Olympus 4 Thirds DSLR lens. I hope you found this sharing beneficial. If you do, please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or you can contribute directly to my PayPal. Links in the description below on how you can do any of that. Any contribution goes a long way, will definitely help me to continue making more content. Until the next one, please go out and take more photographs. Bye-bye.